Hello everyone and welcome to WD18, the Watford fan channel. Today I'm back for a match preview ahead of Watford's game against Burnley tomorrow at Turf Moor. Last week we played Spurs at home, which finished 1-1 between the two sides, and I definitely would have taken that before the start, and I definitely would have taken 1 point in the last two games, which is Manchester United and Spurs. Two teams that I predict are going to be right at the top at the end of the season, and it was a really good result for Watford to get at least 1 point against both. I was actually that confident. I didn't think we would pick up any points, to be honest with you. So to get one is very good and a very good outcome out of those two fixtures. Now, although Burnley don't have the big names that Spurs and United have, they've got a very, very good manager under Sean Dyche, massively underrated. I rated him at Watford before the Pozzos came. Obviously, he didn't actually have a season under the Pozzos. He's very unlucky there, but in the end, it was the right decision. But with Burnley, he's doing absolute wonders. They're 7th in the league, 3 points above us, 25 points. And frankly, it's clear to see why he was linked with the Everton job and the England job at some stage. It's Sean Dyche. He's a very, very good manager, and we can't underestimate Burnley, who have started the season magnificently well. The two clubs that are overachieving are in 7th and 8th position. And actually, look at the table now. You've got the top 6 and then the rest. Obviously, Everton normally take up that 7th position, or Southampton. But the rest of the teams in the league are fighting for that 7th spot. And if Watford can pick up a result tomorrow at Burnley, we'll be on the level on points to them. And it's a massive game in our season, because if we win, we're on the same points. If we lose, we could go kind of cut adrift for them and we'll be 6 points behind them. Personally, I am actually confident for the game, although last year it wasn't the best result and the best performance from Watford. This time our away form has been so good on the road that I really do fancy us for this one. However solid we think Burnley's defence is, they'll be wanting to be on the front foot, and I think that could be our advantage, to hit them on the break, hit them on the counter-attack. I can't see them parking the bus at home against Watford, considering they are ahead of us in the table. They're at home and they've got the expectation that they need to win the game. So I think it could play into our hands that we can hit them on the break, hopefully attack their two fullbacks, who I think we could really go at. There's obviously a debatable spot at right back, whether it'll be Matthew Lowton or Phil Barsley who starts, and they're both not the quickest, and hopefully with Charlton down that left flank could do wonders. Now, of course, there is a little bit of team news to talk about. Mark Silva was pleased to report that Isaac Success has returned to full training. Silva also stated in his press conference that Miguel Britos is also fighting a fitness battle and is struggling to make the game at Turf Moor. Obviously, Will Hughes, Nathaniel Chalobah and Yunus Kabul are still injured. Stefano Akaka has not been available for selection since his substitute appearance against Everton because of a small injury in his calf. So that's all for now. Let's go and hear from Shane and Nikhil to hear what they think ahead of Watford's game tomorrow.
I personally think that we should still play our attacking football like we're doing, because one, it's entertaining for the crowd to see, and two, we shouldn't change that against this side. Like, okay, I know it didn't work against Man City, but they're just another level. Where I personally think against Burnley, if we play, like I said, play our attacking football, also when they're attacking, we need to defend well as well, because they got a good strike force, etc. They got Chris Wood in attack, they got Brady, he's quite good at free kicks, etc. I mean, I would be happy with a draw, but personally, I think if we have it in us to get the win. So yeah, so play our attacking football, defend well, and just be composed and read the game well, really. My score prediction for Saturday's game would be Watford. I'm going to take a draw, actually. So yeah, Watford 1, Burnley 1, and the scorers would be, I'll probably say, I'm going to give Cleverly a goal this time.
Hey guys, it's Shane, or at Hornet Shane, here for another preview before another big away day this season. They're a tough side to play against. Sean Dyche, being an ex-Hornet manager, being an ex-player, he'll have them really well drilled. A little bit not worried about the game, I guess. It's just a case of us trying to take advantage as and when we can. Burnley have looked really impressive at home. You know, they do great pies in Burnley. It turns out they've also got a pretty decent football team as well. Defensively, very solid. You've got the likes of Ben Mee. Tom Heaton is injured, but the backup keeper there, Nick Pope, is just as good. Their midfield, they're full of very tricky players. You know, the likes of Stephen Defoe, Gudmundsson. They're the kind of players where actually you play them at home and they're bound to perform. The Burnley crowd, I'm sure, will be very much behind them, and possibly very against Andre Gray as well. He was, of course, coming up against his former side. I expect he'll get a pretty tough, I think he'll get a pretty harsh reception, actually. I'm not sure he's going to get a warm welcome. The key to this game is going to be for us to score early. I think if we did that, we did it against Newcastle. I think if we're able to do that, we're able to quieten the home support, then I think we'll be all right. Then I think we'll go up and get the points. I think if Burnley start to frustrate us in the first half, if they kind of get their noses in front with an early goal, then I think it's going to be really difficult for us. It's an away game, so I expect Andre Gray to start. Hopefully he'll put in a good performance. He looked good against Spurs. When he came on, he was getting onto a lot of Troy's knockdowns as well. Ideally, I wouldn't mind Troy and Andre playing up front together just to see how that works, but I just don't think that's going to happen. It's either one or the other. Overall, though, I am positive going into the game. We're on a bit of a run now. We've got Burnley away, of course, on Saturday. Tuesday midweek is a huge game for me, personally. I don't know. I'm sure it's big for a lot of other Watford fans as well. Palace away. Trip down to Sellers Park. That's one I'm really looking forward to. And then, of course, we're at home to Huddersfield. And I think we're in a 3-game period where I think we need to pick up maximum points. The Christmas period is going to be tough. There's no doubt about it. You know, we've got to go to Brighton. Got to go to other, teams, Leicester and Swansea at the Vic, seem okay on paper, but form goes out the window, and Christmas is a completely different period as well. Lots of players get rested, etc. A lot of rotation. Prediction wise, I'll give a prediction. I'm going to say 3-1 to the Golden Boys. I'm confident we can get a win on Saturday. I'll see you guys up there as well if you are going to the game. Look out for our fan cams as well on Saturday.
So that is the match preview ahead of Watford's game against Burnley at Turf Moor tomorrow. Let us know your prediction down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you have enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe. And see you next time.